Hi, Mark here from the Tangibound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangibound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangibound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangiboundNetwork.com and see if Tangibound Network is right for you.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swabs it with Earl so it glistens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
The boys will let you know when there's a spurler. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 378.
Oh man, it's good to be back, Brian, on the Sexy Podcast Network.
Back at full strength? Yeah.
Oh wow, I don't know about full strength. I'm fucking tired.
Oh no. Alright, well, okay, well back at 30% strength.
Yeah, now we're talking. So I'm gonna fake it till I make it, baby.
God damn it, I hate it when we third acid.
Yeah, I know, right?
By third acid, I mean like 1/3 acid. I don't mean, that we have three asses. Yeah. If so, we'd be running, that'd be like if we brought Heno in,
True.
Then we'd be three ass in it.
3 ass option.
Yeah. That's my, offensive style in Madden,
Naturally,
the 3S option. Yeah.
I like it.
It's very confusing to the other team.
Super confusing.
And me.
And everybody.
Right.
In the crowd.
Right. Quarterback snaps the ball, slaps one guy on the ass, slaps another on the ass, and then pitches it to a third guy. Could have slapped him on the ass too, but chose not to. Chose to pitch him the ball.
It's true.
Defense, meanwhile, is like, why is he slapping everyone on the ass?
When's it our turn?
Yeah. Nope. They don't get a turn.
Exactly. That's what happens when you're on the other team. You don't get an ass slap.
That's right. Just like being part of the Salty Language team. You only get ass slaps if you're on the team.
Exactly.
Well, there's our new t-shirt. You only get ass slaps if you're on our team.
That actually is a solid shirt.
Terrible.
It's pretty good.
It's
though.
pretty terrible.
Yeah, but it's still all right.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, right
Hi,
there.
Brian. I feel like it's been forever since I've done this.
Oh yeah, I am Brian.
And I am Tony.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah. You might find it shocking. I still have not listened to the 2 episodes I haven't been on.
We assumed you wouldn't.
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
I think we reference it actually a few times.
Yeah, that's fair.
How you probably wouldn't listen.
I need to.
Yeah,
I need to.
I even titled the joke or the last show as basically a shot at you. So
that's fair
because I titled it "Competent Board Work." So
that I do know because I updated the website.
Yeah,
and I thought I'm like, is that a shot at me?
Not at all. You know, I would never do that. First of all, once again, thanks to Heno for stepping in and showing you how to work a soundboard.
I guess. I don't know.
Well, I guess he didn't show you anything. You didn't listen.
It's true.
Yeah. Just head in the sand, Tony.
All right.
Fuck those guys.
I'm just doing the same interaction we have with our normal audience.
Oh, yeah.
0.
I know. Maybe once in a while we should come down from the Wizard Tower and have a meet and greet with the people or something. Or at least go to the window and wave at them or something, you know?
I'd rather shower with lightning bolts than, fucking bedpans.
Now, by bedpans, are you meaning just flinging the contents of said, or just like throwing the whole thing?
Whole pan.
Okay.
The whole pan.
Also,
the name of my new metal band, Lightning Bolts and Bedpans.
That's a good album, at least.
Right?
I'd listen to it.
Yeah. It's just a problem when the lightning bolt and the bedpan is in the same area because metal.
You certainly don't want to be sitting on it.
No.
And if so, you better hope that you're not in a position to where any part of your nethers is touching.
Right.
I mean, your ass touching is going to be bad enough, but
yeah, for sure.
You certainly don't want a burnt hot dog.
No. Yeah, you don't want that like split as it cooks ballpark action.
Oh God. Oh man.
No one needs that.
Oh yeah. I think I cringed a little as you said that.
Me too, and I've said it.
It
came out of my brain, and my brain at the same time I was like, no.
Yeah. Your brain's at the door like, stop.
Yeah, the other part of my brain just plowed over.
Right. Nothing can stop the juggernaut.
So
right
basically.
through.
That's very accurate, actually, with how I speak sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the very much I'm the juggernaut, bitch, and it
Yeah.
just runs. And then I'm like, I shouldn't have said that.
Too late.
God damn it.
We can't fix that juggernaut-shaped hole in the wall, you know?
Nope, exactly.
Kool-Aid Man, whatever reference you need, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Oh, goodness.
Goodness gracious. So was it a festive program last week?
Sort of. We talked about a lot. It was a long program.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I kind of lost track of time and, it ended up being like 2.5 hours. So
we should listen to it right now and we can do live commentary.
Okay.
It'd be super confusing if people hear your voice and you're commentating on it.
Right. That'd be, boy, it would certainly be the hashtag More Brian episode for sure.
Oh boy, would it?
Like, I don't know what's going on.
Double Brian.
Right? It'd be me commentating on me and me commentating on Heno and me commentating on the comments that you make.
Mm-hmm,
That's a lot of Brian.
Be even worse when next week we do a commentary of the commentary episode.
Yeah, definitely. Man.
We should just do that.
Like, there's your podcast. If anyone's out there and ambitious enough, it won't last very long because it'll get too damn annoying. But you start with one episode and then the next week your episode is reviewing your first episode.
Yes.
Episode 3 is reviewing yourself reviewing. You're reviewing episode 2 of yourself reviewing episode 1, and you just keep compounding. So you essentially have an infinite painting or photograph.
Just noise.
Yeah. Oh man, that would get annoying on week 2.
kind of want to do this now. Just because.
There's our, like April Fool's joke episode, right?
Oh, you just gave it away.
I know, I totally shouldn't have.
God damn it.
They won't remember. I'm going to pull the Vince McMahon technique. Nobody will remember this, pal.
I mean, it's a strong technique.
Sometimes, yeah.
It's kind of like the verbal Men in Black flashy thingy.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
He uses it a little too much, but
he's senile. He doesn't remember himself.
You know, me and Fluffy Bunny Ash actually were talking about this the other day, is think about it, when people talk about how crazy Vince McMahon is, think about who he surrounds himself with.
Yeah, people that dress up in their underwear.
Exactly. People who are just bigger than life, like personalities, playing make-believe all the time. So it's no wonder he's not crazier, if that's possible.
I mean, he's probably just the right amount of crazy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you look at his successes. I mean, yeah, he's had some significant missteps along the way, but, you know, whether it's his wife or somebody else, they've adjusted pretty well, you know?
Right.
So.
Crazy.
I think there is something to be said for that, though. Like, I really do think that has something to do with him being allowed to just be, air quote, creative in his element, though.
You're probably right.
You know?
I mean, he's worked, like 42 years with a guy who's supposedly dead.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
It's an interesting idea there, sir.
Mm-hmm. I watched a video yesterday on, I think it's called like Wrestling Botch or something like that on IG, of just people like Triple H doing the worst pedigrees to people.
Oh, right.
Like there's one where I don't know who it was, I couldn't quite tell, and he spikes him. Like he has the dude like straight up and down and spikes him like he's doing a legit pile driver with the pedigree, and the guy can't get his arms down because he's got him hooked. So this dude has literally no way to protect himself.
I'll stop this with my face.
And I mean, he puts him right on his head. And I'm like, oh man, I bet he got an ass chewing when he got in the back after that one. You know, and then there's one with Vince where he's got Vince all set up and he's kind of moving him around, you know, so the crowd really gets into it, you know. And then right before he you know how he always kind of, you know, he jumps a little bit. Yeah. Right before he goes to do it, Vince prematurely jumps basically. So Vince basically just falls. And Triple H falls because, you know, Vince kind of basically, his weight pulls him down. So then he goes to get him back up and the whole thing's just a shit show, you know. So, yeah. Those are some of my favorite things to watch.
Wrestlers fucking up.
Yeah. I mean, it's got, you know, look, what they do is ridiculously difficult, but, you know, sometimes it's fun to watch.
Well, yeah, I mean.
Except for, like, that one where dude got spiked on his head. Those are the ones where you're like, ooh, like, I hope that guy still can walk, you know?
I don't know. I see awful stuff on the internet on a daily basis, it seems like.
True.
Like some dude's like, I'm going to jump off this balcony into the pool, and he hits the edge.
Yep. Like, the guitarist from U2?
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
Pain.
Misery. You suffer.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Thought we were doing Metallica there.
I mean, we could.
Yeah.
Nah, we're good.
No.
We don't want to get pulled off of YouTube because we sound so good.
Right. So I was in GameStop last night with my brother, and I ended up, me and the manager at GameStop ended up boring him to tears because my brother wanted to talk Funko Pops with him, and me and Nate is this guy's name. We ended up talking about wrestling, and we're both very passionate about wrestling. So we started talking about classic Chris Jericho, like back when he had Ralphus and, do you remember Ralphus? The big fat slob security guy of his?
Oh, yeah. Once you said big fat slob, it all came back.
Right. But anyway, you know, talking classic Chris Jericho and stuff and just going on and on, you know. And my brother's just standing there and you could just tell he was so bored. It was great.
Trying to like drag a PlayStation 2 game across his neck?
He should have. No. That would have been the only sweet release, you know?
Right. Trying to loop a Nintendo 64 controller around a banister or something so you could Just embrace death.
Trying to jump off their 2-foot step ladder.
Yep, exactly.
But while we were talking, I noticed that people were starting to crowd the store, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And Nate's like, oh, he's like, Red Dead comes out at 9. And I'm like, oh boy. And I looked at my brother, I'm like, we need to get the hell out of here now. And he's like, oh, why? I'm like, remember when we were in here for the Call of Duty release? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, this is going to be way worse. And he's like, you think? And I'm like, oh, I know it will be. I'm like, people have been waiting for this game for years, you know?
Yeah.
Call of Duty, they just been waiting since last year, you know?
Yeah.
And sure enough, man, that place was packed.
Well, a dude I work with, he bought the game. He hasn't had a chance to play yet. And of course, we were slammed today.
Right.
And we ended up working later. And he's like, God damn it. All I want to do is finish this up, go home, get a buzz, and do some cowboy shit.
Right?
I'm like, I don't blame you.
The downside is, first of all, Nate was telling me that it's a 2-disc game. It's the first 2-disc game for
new next
gen, yeah.
Current gen, even. I can't really call them next gen anymore.
The download's like over 100 gigs on that thing. It's like 105 gigs.
That's insane.
Yeah. I have a 500 gig hard drive. So, luckily I have room on the Xbox. I have to go Xbox on it. In order to go PlayStation, I'd have to delete so much stuff.
Could be worth it.
No, so I have to go Xbox on the thing because I have room.
You should have got one of each. So you could play one in each hand.
It was killing me. I went up, because I have a Funko Pop on pre-order over there. I went to put some money on it, and the counter guy's like, you're not getting Red Dead? And I'm like, oh, I wish, man. And then I'm like, well, I was like, tomorrow's my mom's birthday, and nothing makes my mom happier than seeing her children happy.
It's true.
What better gift could I give my mom?
The gift of cowboy shit.
The cowboy shit, right?
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, I didn't get it, but man.
I hear you, man. Don't think how I feel. I don't even have a system
to
play it on.
I know. I mean, it's a simple solution. All you gotta do is break into someone's house that has one, and the game.
It's an even simpler solution. I just have to go into Logan's room, take it out of his room.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, there you go. I didn't even think about the fact that you have part of the solution in your own home.
Exactly. Be like, I bought you new tires for your car. Yoink.
Yeah, seems fair to me. I partially gave you the gift of life.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly.
Of course, you have to word it in some other way to make him horribly uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
I nutted and you live. Something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Something
your life is to be dropping hot loads.
Something that he will be telling a therapist someday.
Yeah, definitely.
Or writing in a book. Yeah. But yeah, it was tough because I remember those days when a game like that would have never hit the street without, us being like, let's go,
Oh yeah, I know, right?
Stupid being broke.
That was when we were young, Brian.
And our hearts were open books.
Yes, exactly.
You could say live or let live. Anyway, moving on.
Mm-hmm. You did. You did.
God damn it. I'm going to leave it up to the listeners, whether they're hearing McCartney or Axl Rose there.
It's true.
Man, the game looks so good though.
Oh, for sure, right?
Yeah. It was crazy how fast that place filled up. It 8:45, there was nobody in the store. Except for the 17 employees that were working.
Getting ready.
Well, part of it too, they've got, they just hired a bunch of people for Christmas, so, they're training.
Yeah.
But also, all hands on deck because they figured there was going to be a lot of people in there.
Were they all with Spartan shields, so when the crowds come in, they just lined up?
They should have. No, actually,
a shield wall.
They've got I didn't pay full attention to it, but they have a pretty good system that seems to keep everybody pretty organized, and everyone seems pretty cool about it. They know they'll get their copy,
Right.
But yeah, the downside is that, like I said, once you get the game, you still got to go home and do that massive download. You're not going home and throwing that game in and playing right away.
That's kind of thing from what I understand, since I'm still living in the Stone Age. With new games, I know some games.
Grog can play with rock right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Big Dick. That's a throwback. Remember Big Dick Grog?
I do. Just talking about that episode the other day, actually, of somebody. But yeah, remember the good old days? You used to come home and throw that game in, and you were kicking it in the dick in 2 seconds.
Yeah. Well, or playing a tutorial, but whatever. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I'll give them, at least with the games now, like most of the time, like when you put them in and you're like downloading, once it hits a certain point, usually you can start playing the game. But even still, it's like, and most of the games now have a day one patch on them. And a lot of those games, the day one patch, like, I think Ashley was telling me for the new Call of Duty, the day one patch was like 50 gigs.
That's a lot of gigs.
Right? Like she said, any game that's got, something downloaded that much, that game's not finished.
Right.
And I agree with
They're just
her.
like, shove it out.
Yeah. Well, and like you were saying, it's like somebody like me on my PlayStation, I don't have room for that. It's like,
right.
Which is becoming a huge issue, I think. You just got to keep buying these damn externals, which luckily keep getting cheaper and bigger. So,
well, at least there's that.
Yeah. So, anyway.
It's technology.
Yeah. Actually, the harder thing to walk out of GameStop without yesterday was those Die Hard pops.
Oh, yeah.
Because, at least those are affordable. I could have bought, the one I sent you of Tony. I
even know the guy had a name.
I didn't either.
You sent me a picture. I'm like, Tony, what? I'm like, who the fuck is that? Why is he sending it? And I look closer.
Now I have a gun. Ho, ho, ho. Yep.
Yeah. I was like, oh, it's the dead elevator guy from Die Hard. He has a name.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, the biggest mistake they made is that the Hans Gruber is not in like a falling position.
Oh, that would be amazing.
If they don't make one of those, I feel like people should just riot.
Yeah, look of surprise, Hans Gruber.
Oh, sorry, spoilers. Yeah. So.
Now, do they have, what's his limo driver's name?
No, they don't have that. I can't remember his name.
It's something fancy.
John LaFancy, I believe it is.
Yeah. God,
sorry, Jacques LaFancy.
It's like Cashmere or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, no, they didn't. They made McLean, and he's like barefoot, and I think he has a walkie-talkie and a gun. They made 2 Hans Grubers. One's just in like his trench coat that's a GameStop exclusive, and the other one's just him in like his suit with a gun. They made the dude in the chair. I feel like they made one more.
Did they make Hans Gruber's long blonde-haired brother?
Maybe.
The guy who goes 999 and then cuts through all the shit.
Damn it, I can't remember. I'm looking it up right now because I can't remember.
Did it make Carl from?
No. Wait, maybe. No.
From whatever that show that was, complete with bullet-riddled cop car and Twinkies?
Family Matters.
That's it.
And yes, actually, Carl is the other one.
Nice.
Yeah, and he's holding, oh crap, I can't remember what he's holding. I can't see the picture
If it's not a Twinkie, but you can fuck off.
It's not a Twinkie, it's
Cupcake.
No, it's way too big for that.
No.
Stupid.
It's his dick.
Yeah. Actually, Grog is behind him, and yeah.
He's holding Grog's dick.
He's holding Grog's dick, yeah.
Because it needs the support.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Al Powell is the character's name, by the way.
That's a terrible name, by the way.
Oh, he is holding he's holding a bunch of Twinkies. Okay.
It's like, hey, if it wasn't snack cakes.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking too, because I was like, he's got to be holding. Then, yeah, I realized he's holding a bunch of Twinkies. So, okay, now I'm back on board with it. So yeah.
Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm. It's cool though. Like they're making all these movie moment type pops and stuff now. It's like the 2 I want from that movie are obviously the Falling Hans Gruber, because iconic. The other one I want John McClane crawling through the heating
Ducks.
the ducks.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
When he pulls the "now I know what a TV dinner feels like" line, or whatever. It's something similar to that, you know.
I want a Chase figure of John McClane from Die Hard 3 wearing a sandwich board.
Oh God. I don't think that one's gonna get made, Tony. I think you might have to make that one custom.
Oh man.
Pretty sure that one's not gonna get made. Oh man. So anyway, so I guess we'll do the obligatory, you know, how you bends and whatnot.
Oh, you know, not great.
Yeah. Perfect.
I mean, I guess to you know, break it off to the, you know, I told you I was going to get with you doing an extra special salty language at some point.
Yeah.
This is not it.
No, it's certainly not. Not with you this tired. Plus, I have to get my questions ready and sit with my legs crossed and what have you.
Exactly, and then sensually uncross them.
Of course. Well, I also have to get my white mini skirt and everything, you know, cleaned. Yeah.
Of course, cleaned. That's funny. That was a nice touch.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, you know, my genie of salty language and I were currently... Huh?
Hobie.
Oh, Hobie, yeah. Well, good point.
Well, I didn't mean it for that reason. Shit.
But we are unfortunately going through separation and eventual divorce right now, and it sucks a dick. But it's my fault. So, I mean, you know. Here's what I can say, kids. Communicate with your spouse. Don't be Tony. Which, you know.
I think you should write a book. Like, let's do the Don't Be Tony system.
Yeah, you got that right.
Let's do this.
Learn how to talk about your thoughts and feelings, kids. It might save you a whole bunch of heartbreak.
Especially if you're a guy, because toxic masculinity, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
Go listen to the crazy... I don't know if we've talked about that on the Crazy Life. If not, we really need to.
Hey, probably should.
Yeah, I'm writing that down.
You know, don't be the guy's guy and just try to shove it down.
Yeah.
You know, and predict what you think your spouse is trying to think. Jeez.
That's on the Distorted Thinking worksheet, by the way, which I discuss a lot over on the Crazy Life.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm just getting all my plugs in while I can. Yeah.
You might as well. So, yeah, that's why I've been absent for a couple episodes because, you know, it's been rough.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I'm attempting, this is actually pissing me off, bro. I'm like, I clearly need to seek therapy because I need to be able to talk to somebody. If I can talk to somebody, then I can talk to other people. That's my thoughts behind it.
Okay. Well, and there is something, again, this will become some partial Crazy Life episode, but
that's fine.
There is something to, and I've said it, before, like when people kind of shit on therapy, you know, and I'm like, there's something about no matter how good of friends you have, family, all that stuff, when you sit down in a therapist's office, there's no judgment. You can say essentially anything you want as long as you're not threatening harm to yourself or others, because then they have to act on that, essentially, you know. Right. But other than that, you can sit down and just tell your therapist how big of a piece of shit I am, and they'll be like, you know.
Stop agreeing.
Right. Just all I have to say is just don't expect them to keep like kind of sort of like their outline of them to keep jerking weirdly. That's a terrible Dr. Katz reference. That's what that is. Oh,
God damn it, Brian.
Anyway, so, but.
I was like, what? Parkinson's?
Well, maybe that too. That'd be weird.
Dr. Fox? What?
But definitely, shit. I deserve that after trivia. But there is definitely something to what you're saying. If you can talk to somebody, it does make it easier to talk to others. Because you'll notice, like, since I've been going to therapy, I'm way more open about talking about everything.
And that was actually part of my thought process is like, I have a hard time talking about anything to anybody, to anything, to anyone.
Right.
It's like, it's actually easy for me to write stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it works real easy for me that way, but to actually like be like, blah, it's hard.
Yeah.
But it's this fucking pterodactyl flying around here, dude. But,
there's something to be said about the writing though, too, you know, like whether it's in your diary or whether it's sorry, Sorry, I'm still trying to keep this salty language.
That's fine.
Yeah. Or if this was
I would
on,
expect nothing less.
or if this was a blog, or something, like whatever it is, there is definitely the cathartic elements of that as well,
Yeah, it definitely flows out of my hand easier than it does out of my face.
Right.
But,
That's what she said. No, anyway.
Hey, I'm having the hardest time.
Yeah.
Lining up a therapist, dude.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like I'm like, all right, hey, I found a guy because I'm that guy. I'm like, let me look at reviews online.
Mm.
I don't want to go to some cunt.
Right.
But so
male
I
or
found
female.
one,
Yeah.
And I emailed them, and they're like, okay, and I set everything up, and then they sent me all this paperwork, and I'm starting to fill out the paperwork, and then I see one, and it's like, we're going to charge you a $200 consultation fee, not to your insurance, to you.
Wow.
And it's like, well, then I'm for sure not going to you.
What?
Right?
That's bunk.
Yeah. So then that's when I was like, all right, well, I'm like, well, let me text Brian. See, if he's got, it's just not NAMI.
NAMI.org.
NAMI.
If anyone's
So I
looking
went
for a
there,
therapist.
and
Yeah.
I'm going to kill this fucking thing. It landed right on my forehead.
Oh, it's taunting you now. Yeah. It's like, what you got, bitch?
There's like a bright light over here. Why are you over here in the darkness where I am?
Right. Wow, Tony's getting metaphorical.
I know. Exactly.
Stop being me, Tony. That's my job.
But, so I went there, and they're like, well, hey, you can go for these programs, but we really recommend you talk to your family physician. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. And I went, since I left my job, I'm under different insurance, which my physician that I really liked doesn't take.
Of course. Yeah, I know what that's like. Yeah.
I was like, fuck. So now I'm trying to find a new doctor, and I found one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a weird thing. I called him like, hey, I looked you up on the website, so you're accepting new patients. I need to set up an appointment for my son and I, because he has been a doctor since he was like 16 or something.
Right.
So I go, okay, well, we can't set up an appointment until you fill out paperwork.
Okay.
Like, oh, okay. And I was like, all right, well, I'll be by in a couple days to pick it up because I'm off. I'm like, okay. So I pick it up, and there's a note stapled to it. You have to fill out the paperwork, return it, give them a $50 deposit. Then they call you to set up an appointment. And then when you show up for your appointment, you get the $50 back.
Okay, well, at least you get the money back.
Yeah, but it's still like, why is this so hard?
Well, the other thing is, it's like, I get that they're trying to probably like by getting the $50, we're seeing that the person is serious about it.
Right.
But it's like, it pisses me off that people don't understand that $50 is prohibitive to some people.
Right. Exactly.
Right? Like right now, if you said to me, hey, you have to give me $50 before you can do whatever activity, I'd be like, well, I guess I'm not doing it. I don't have $50. I rarely have $50,
Yeah, exactly.
Or the therapist one, like
Logan, it's going to be 100.
Right.
There's two different things of paperwork.
Whatever, he's working. Tell him pay his own. No.
You know what? You make a good point.
Be like, you want to stay healthy? You pay for it.
Right.
I kid, of course.
But I'm trying to like fast track this shit.
Yeah.
And
Right.
it's like, good Lord, it's the hardest. What the fuck? It's like one of those things where, if I was unreasonable, I'd be like, the universe is against me.
Right.
You're
totally right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
it's just fucking annoying.
That is annoying. Yeah. I went through that when, before I ended up before I realized that where I go for my doctor also has a therapist there. When I was looking for therapists, I went through similar stuff with the money thing. And I was like, I even was like, I'm on state insurance. How am I supposed to, like, where do you think I'm going to come up with this money? Like,
right, exactly.
If I could just randomly pull $200 out of my ass, I wouldn't be on state insurance. I'd be on good insurance, you know? And it's like, again, $50 is prohibitive enough. $200 is, forget it. You might as well have a last name of Rockefeller to some people if you can make that kind of bank.
Yeah, and that first one, I don't know, I did. Because once again, I'm looking at reviews, like, oh, they got good reviews, and it's like not too far from my work. It should be perfect. And
right.
Nah.
That's super annoying.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Hot garbage.
By the way, if this kind of thing enrages people, this is, it's even worse for people who don't have, means to the healthcare to begin with, so make sure you, try to do what you can. I'm surprised NAMI didn't do more than that. I've heard that they've really helped some people where they couldn't afford like therapists, like really got them set up with a therapist that works on a sliding scale. So,
right. Well, to be fair, I mean, it was like late at night and I didn't like call or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I just perused their website and clicked links and all that.
Oh, okay.
And there's a local Toledo office.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. And I should really give them a call, but I've been fucking working so much because I bumped up full time at work now.
Right. Nice. Yeah.
Which is murder on my hands. I've been cutting the shit out of them lately for some reason.
Pretty sure you're supposed to cut the food.
Dude, it's been brutal.
Yeah. Don't think your fingers are supposed to go in the food.
Like, I took a chunk of my one ring finger, and then like 2 days later, I took a chunk of the other ring finger, and then I nailed my thumb on something. It's just been every day. I'm like, shit.
Damn, dude.
I know.
You need to get some of those chainmail gloves, I guess.
I know, and go to battle.
Yeah, that's right. Well, at least if anyone sasses you, just threaten a good backhand or something.
For sure, right?
Like, you don't want none of this. Yeah. The best part is you'll leave a mark,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just like the old concept of, was it wearing the ring so when you punch somebody, it leaves the emblem of the ring in their head?
Yeah, exactly, like branding a horse.
Yep. He was a good horse.
So that's what's doing in my life right now.
Mm.
A lot of change, man.
Yep.
Well,
times they are a-changing.
Yes, I don't know.
I'm just trying to get as many music quotes in as I can, I guess, now.
That's not wrong with that.
No.
And at some point, I'll get deeper into this when I'm more ready to really speak about it, when I can compose my thoughts a little better.
Right.
We'll have a very special salty language.
Yeah,
like I said, it's been a long time since we had one.
Yeah, like I said, it's been 341 episodes since we did the one where I talk about my depression and everything. So I think we're due.
Yeah, for sure. Right?
Once every 300-400 episodes, I figure we should do a serious one.
I mean, it's like Haley's Comic coming around.
Yeah, exactly. Were you around when Salty Language did their last serious episode? I remember. Like some old guy in a rocking chair. Whittling.
A little rascal scooter.
Yeah.
He's got a Salty Language Pod t-shirt on.
I was all of 13, fresh cheekied.
Fresh cheekied.
Sun glistening on my blonde hair in the wind. All right. Well, I hope that the therapy hunt goes better for you, because that's horseshit.
I just, I realize I got to do something.
Yeah. Well, like I said, just
think you're. It's like you sit back and you think you're fine and dandy, and then you're like, nah, I'm broken like everyone else.
Yeah. Well, it really does piss me off too, just how hard it is for people when they want to get. The hardest thing to do generally is take that first step and go get help, like to ask for help, and then the response to it is that. And it's like, that's kind of what I've run into because, yeah,
and I've been sleeping great, obviously mental shit's all out of whack. So you hit a point and you're like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Why is this so hard?
Yeah. And like I said, and then you get to that point to where you're finally like, I need some help. And then you're met with resistance, essentially.
Well, even
or what you feel is resistance, whether or not it actually is, Yeah.
Well, like I was like, well, because after I got hit with the, 200-hour consultation thing, I would like next Google was like affordable therapy.
And it just showed a picture of like
fuck?
Lucy Van Pelt.
Yeah, basically, right? The doctor is in.
Yep. Like 5 cents. Come on.
But so there's another website called like Open Path, maybe something like that. It's a network of therapists, and they're supposed to like, hey, each session is a sliding scale from like $30 to $80, whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And there was like a dude in Toledo that does it. I was like, oh, perfect. And I start like, all right, I'm going to email this guy. And it's like, I hit the message button and pop up. Well, in order to message this doctor, you must join our website. For $40, you can. It's like, motherfucker.
Of course, right? I know there was...
Stop milking my shit.
I can't remember which app it was. I know there was an app that that was the point of it, was that you could essentially do like teletherapy,
Right.
But I can't remember which one it was. It was a pretty big name, but I don't remember what it is. So if you think of it, just type in like therapy app. You might find
something.
Yeah. I think it was like Talkspace or something like that.
I think I've heard of that
or
before.
Something like that, I think. And again, me bringing this up is not an endorsement or recommendation. I'm not a doctor, therapist, or trained professional.
But coupon code salty.
Right. As I say on the Crazy Life all the time, or we say, I should say, if you feel you need help, please, even though you're hearing what Tony's saying here, still please reach out to somebody, and try to get some help.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because, it is. Talking's hard sometimes, man.
It really is. It was really tough for me for a long time, and then, because I didn't want to admit that this is going to sound so egotistical. But I didn't want to admit that I was flawed.
Hey, dude, I get it.
And it wasn't that I thought I was perfect. It was just that I didn't want to admit that I was that kind of flawed. Cause I always was like, I'm logical. I think things through. And like I said, I got into therapy and I'm telling her how I do this logically and this logically. And basically within 2 minutes, she's basically just dresses me down and I'm like, wow. Like I haven't been thinking straight for years.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure I'm in that boat too.
Probably. Yeah. It's just, once you go down that path and you're far enough down it, you're so down it, you just don't realize it.
I totally believe that.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Good fun. For anyone who wants to hear more on that, check out The Crazy Life, the episode called Distorted Thinking. We talk about the distorted thinking worksheet that I was given by my therapist, which really blew my mind. And honestly, it opened my mind a whole lot more to accepting how I was framing my thoughts and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Nice.
All right, enough of this stuff.
I know. So, yeah, I mean, there'll be updates, I'm sure, throughout the show and stuff, but,
yeah, Right.
Yeah, good Lord.
Word.
Yeah, all right. Let's get back to the funny.
Sorry, you ruined it too bad now.
I know. Well, it's like, man.
I'm looking, before we started recording, I was telling Tony a story about a wrestling thing, and I meant to say Dusty Rhodes, and I said Dusty Elbow, and it made me giggle maniacally, and I just looked at it now, and I can't even laugh at it, Tony. You ruined Dusty Elbow for me. No.
That'll teach you.
I'm kidding.
It'd be great is every time you threw an elbow, there's like a little puff of dust.
Right? Yeah, like he's got old dusty elbow pads. Yeah.
Like he's got this Gold Bond all up in there.
Right. I was going to say he gets them all dusty beforehand, like he rubs them across antiques or something.
Naturally.
By antiques, I mean old people in the crowd.
I got a good old guy story for you.
Let's hear it.
All right. Not last week, the week before.
Okay.
I was at Leah's volleyball game, which, it always takes place in elementary schools. Or not elementary, middle grade schools.
Okay.
So I walk into this bathroom because, as is tradition, piss hard.
I have a story that relates to piss for later.
Fair enough. So
what a tease!
I know, right? So I walk in, and there's an old guy at the urinal. There's a younger dude at the sink, and he keeps flopping his hair back and forth, and he's combing it, and he's like, motherfucking fucking fuck. Everything was like fucking fuck, motherfuck.
Like because he couldn't get his hair to lay right?
He was talking to the old guy. I was like, what is going on in here?
Okay.
Right?
Maybe they were recording a duet or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So the dude kept flipping his hair and combing it. He's like, nah, that fucker, fucking this and fucking that. And it's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Wow. We're in a school and it's like 10:30 in the morning. Easy.
Wow.
I know, right? So, old guy next to me wraps up his business and he just walks straight to the door. And the younger guy's like, hey man, aren't you going to, because they knew each other clearly. He's like, oh man, I thought you were going to wash your hands. And the old guy, I guess, goes, nah, my penis is good.
Well, at least he called it penis. At least he was, didn't go with my crank or something.
Right. It's just the fact he's, nah, my penis is good.
Oh man.
I know, right?
It's funny. I get how people think that area is clean because it's inside your pants and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
If so, you need to listen to an episode of a podcast called Science Versus, and it talks. The point of of this episode is about whether women should basically squat or just sit to pee, because so many women are hover,
Right.
And the one woman said she doesn't think that some of it's that big a deal because we have pants on, so germs don't get to your skin, basically. And they have a germ expert that's basically like, oh no, your pants are super porous. Stuff gets through them like crazy.
Yeah,
so,
is anyone surprised by that?
Right? And same with your underpants. So if you think your nethers are
underpants,
well, whatever, sorry, under britches, I gotta stay true to myself here.
Nothing gets through my thick burlap under britches.
Do you remember
what
we called those when Tate was on the show? Because I feel like we had a brand name for those. Because it was you. It was like your brand of lingerie. It was like burlap.
It was like burlap. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Because just burlap is such an uncomfortable fabric.
Oh God, I can't imagine. Can you imagine that on your nethers? Jesus.
Jeez, talk about itchy.
Right. And then the burlap.
Exactly.
So anyway,
crabs bad. Wait till you get on my britches.
Oh man. Oof.
Crabs will move right the fuck out.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's like, who the hell put the sandpaper over us?
Yeah, Jesus.
God, let's go back to the beach. That was less gritty. Yeah, so, anyway, but, kind of the same idea with the whole, frontal region there is it's like, yeah, germs just move through the fabric like it's nothing, so it's... really quick spoilers for the people who put toilet paper down. It doesn't do shit for you either, unless you've wiped up something on there.
There is nothing more disturbing when you go into a public restroom and someone built a nest.
Yeah.
I fucking hate
people. It's for the same reason as I just said. The toilet paper's porous, so the stuff the germs can just go right through.
Whoever built a nest, I hope there's super aggressive flesh-eating AIDS.
Wow. I didn't know AIDS could eat flesh. Damn.
That's how aggressive I want it to be.
That's pretty aggressive. Wow.
Yeah. I want to attack their cells like Pac-Man.
Oh my. All right.
Build a nest.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Where's a panther?
Don't get me wrong. There's nothing worse when you do have to use a public thing. And you walk in there, you open, like, there's 2 stalls or whatever, you open the first one and you're like, oh man, someone like pissed or bled all over the seat. You go into the next one and it's worse.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like
like some sort of pudding factory explosion.
Yeah. And you're like, which do I choose here? Either way, I feel like I'm exchanging fluids with this person.
There's a sign inside the stall that says it's been 0 days since our last accident.
Right. Just a sign on the outside that says sorry.
Yeah. We apologize.
Right. And it's then when you contemplate using the trash can, you know?
For sure, right?
Oh, man. So, yeah. That was a fun listen, though. Just listening to them.
I've definitely seen some questionable bathrooms in my life.
Oh, God.
It makes you want to, like, drop some soft serve in the urinal. Basically.
You know, it's funny because I have seen that done. And I kind of, after cleaning public bathrooms, I was kind of like, I get it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Like, that was probably the best option. And, you know, the sink is too far. You know, like, that's savagery. You know, the urinal's pretty far, but at least it's like, well, it's supposed to be for, you know, waste removal. But, wow.
Good times.
So, did we improve the show? I feel like we didn't. I feel like that was a lateral move.
We never improved the show.
Okay. Well, since we're talking about, you know, body waste, maybe my favorite segue ever.
Good one.
Fluffy Bunny Ash sent me this last night. And we're going to have to get the Salty Language legal team on the phone.
I'm here. I'm on the air. What do you need?
Oh boy, I'm fucked. Anyways, last night on Twitter, they had a post that says researchers grow world's first brick made out of human urine.
What?
They literally are, they're infringing on my pissing rocks.
Yeah, they are. They're also infringing on my punk band, Piss Brick.
That's a good name for a punk band.
I thought so.
It really is. You just dump like 2 liters of piss on the crowd. You know, like guar kind of a thing. It's not real piss, probably. It's more like Ohana lemonade from Faygo.
It's definitely piss.
Well, knowing you, yeah, because you have to go so much.
Exactly, right?
Fuck. Then there's a bunch of bullshit in here, how it could be used in third world countries and stuff, but, you know, whatever, you know.
Yeah, I guess that's exactly what my house is made of piss bricks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in fairness, they already use shit, you know, to build, like, huts and stuff, so.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
So what do they do? Solidify the minerals and shit? And
basically, yeah. It says it's done by combining urine, sand, and bacteria, and using a process that enabled the materials to cake naturally at room temperature.
That sounds disgusting.
The best part is, like, there's this picture of these 3 scientists, and they're like, hey, holding it like if they had just made cheese, like, if you photoshopped cheeseburgers in their hands, it would work perfectly.
Oh, wow.
Which they should be proud of this. I mean, you know, all joking aside, this.
So, the bricks solidify at room temperature.
Mm-hmm.
You imagine what that fucking factory is going to smell like?
I don't know.
It's going to smell like the beer stew's bathroom.
Well, as long as it doesn't smell like the sports arena's bathroom.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Or the sports arena. Why'd I even say bathroom?
That was a mixture of piss and fear.
True. So, it's less environmentally damaging apparently, and it's being praised as, you know, more cost effective.
Wow. What happens if it rains? All your piss bricks just melt away?
I guess? No, probably not. I'm sure once whatever it is that they use for it, you know, keeps it from doing that. Wow, it takes 100 Ps to make the world's first human urine brick. On October 24th, the first the world's first biobrick, grown from human urine, was unveiled by Suzanne Lambert, a master student in civil engineering at the University of Cape Town in South Africa.
I don't like the fact they keep calling it grown. I don't want to think about piss growing anything.
Well, there is bacteria involved, so I mean, there is going to be some growing.
God, just sounds so gross, man.
No, it says
we're growing bricks.
Yeah, it says that they're. Because they don't have to heat them in kilns, it cuts the high level of CO2 from kiln use. It potentially saves water, reduces raw materials, and waste treatment. Because, you can actually use waste to make the bricks.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. So that's why I said, it is a really good thing for, the world, essentially, but I'm still angry that... I mean, first of all, thanks for listening to the scientists, but,
Right.
I mean, come on. They better not have an energy drink coming out, too. Because if so...
They might.
Listen.
They might. I know I've been working on flu shit glass. I'm trying.
It just feels like that's not going to be see-through.
Yeah, it depends on how bad the flu is.
Oh, man. Right. If you get back to clear because of that, that's a bad flu.
It's a bad flu.
Yikes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's move upwards. What do you got? You got anything to pick us up from that? I have something.
Oh, do you?
I just thought of it because I'm silly.
I mean, I have kind of like another bummer moment in my life.
Oh, well, let's hit that first, then I'll pick us up from there.
There's a concert I was looking forward to going to last Friday.
Yeah.
And I went, because you couldn't go.
Yeah, because
everyone I had lined up to go couldn't go. And I was like, well, I'm going, God damn it.
That's right.
So I went.
Yeah.
And I showed up and I got there. I didn't pay for shit because I should have before they were charging cover.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Which is weird because I've been in plenty of bars like that to where they make everybody leave and then come back in.
Yeah.
Where you have to go out and then come back in and pay cover to come back in. Yeah.
But so I sent the bar and had a couple beers and I got pizza, a little Pizza Cat action, which is actually nice because they have keto pizzas.
Oh yeah, that's right. They do. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I need to try one of these keto pizzas. So I got one.
And they nailed it, right?
The what?
I said, and I bet they nailed it, right?
Yeah, it was good. But the crust is made of chicken.
Okay.
Which is pretty legit.
Yeah.
But it's itty bitty. It's super small, right?
Uh-huh.
But I think they forgot about me. Because I was sitting there and I'm like, drinking my beer, fucking around on my phone, listening to the band warm up. And I'm like, God, I'm so hungry. And then waiting. And finally the Pizza Cat one comes over. She's like, did you order the keto pizza? I went, yes. She's like, oh, we're going to give you this pizza too. I went, oh, okay, thanks. And then she's like, it's not the freshest, but it's going to be delicious. I went, oh, okay. And I thought they gave me like 2 keto pizzas,
Yeah.
Because I ordered a keto pizza, so why would they bring you a regular pizza?
Right. Yeah.
But no, it was just a regular pizza.
Fair enough. I mean, it's free pizza.
But that was the first, besides the couple beers I had, that was the first thing I ate all day.
Yeah.
So I just hammered both the pizzas like a savage.
Good man. Never leave a soldier behind.
Oh, man. I plowed through them.
I mean, I'm sure she was right, though. Even if it wasn't a super fresh Pizza Cat pizza, I'm sure it was still delicious.
It was just a pepperoni pizza, but it was
whatever,
delicious.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I've brought their pizza home and had it the next day, and it was still perfectly good. So, yeah.
But, yeah, I sat there, and I watched the opening band. It was a Toledo band. They lived literally up the block from the Auto Tavern.
Nice.
And they were good. They played a lot of Black Keys covers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I was sitting there, and I'm like, it was the first time I've ever been to a concert by myself. And I realized I'm not good at doing that.
A lot of people aren't.
Like, I can go hang out, like, at a bar and just bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm trying to, like, pay attention to music, and because, that's like a group activity to me.
Yeah.
And then I got some weirdo next to me trying to talk to me, telling me about sake and this and that when he was overseas. And I got some drunk dude next to me kept ramming into me. I'm like, I got to get the fuck out of here.
Right.
And I left.
At least it wasn't like that guy when we were at the Ottawa Tavern that one time.
Oh, that crazy homeless looking guy.
Yeah. I feel bad. All right, I shouldn't bring that up again. All right.
But it was a weird thing, and I just went home, went to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that. Live music's always been something that I'd rather share with people, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, people I know, you know, like, other stuff I could go do by myself. You know, like I could go sit in the bar by myself and be totally okay. Aside from feeling a little weird that I'm drinking alone, you know, even though there's plenty of other people drinking, you know what I mean? So, like, you're not socially drinking, you know?
Right.
Like, you're there for drinks. You're not there to socialize and drink, you know? But I could do that. I could see, like, you see the people who go into, like, a bar with, like, a book or something like that. I could totally do that. No problem. You know, a lot of that kind of stuff, but...
Like, I can go to a coffee shop by myself, no problem.
Yeah.
I've gone to bars by myself, have a couple beers, leave, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
But that was just like, I was just sitting there and I'm like, I'm not feeling this at all.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I'm the same way with music. I would much rather go with other people. It'd be weird or I'd feel weird by myself.
Yeah, it was a little something.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, also my head would be my head essentially would work like it was a, wow, I can't think what they're called now. Fuck.
Battering ram?
Well, yes, but oh shit. Wow, I cannot think what they're called. The little fucking helicopters that people fly around.
A drone?
Drone, thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of that.
Jesus Christ, Brian.
I'm not braining well.
Apparently.
So my brain works like that to where I'll be there, but I'll kind of like, you know, zoom out basically. And in my head, I'll just picture myself as like, you know, like there's me, then there's this big crowd and everyone's kind of like, look at that loser, you know, like, even though I'm sure nobody probably is or everybody is, it's fine, you know, whatever. But
either way,
that's a distorted thinking thing though, you know?
Right.
And really, who cares? Even if everyone else does think that, it's like, who cares? You know, it's like you're probably not going to see 99% of these people ever again, you know? Or even if you do, it's going to be in this kind of setting.
Right. And, you know, I mean, yeah, like I never had that thought per se when I was like,
well, good.
Geez, I'm that weirdo. But I was just more like, I'm just not having fun. Mm-hmm. You know, that's all I was, that's where I was at.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, I was like, there's me. I can't even do that right.
Oh, man. So, yeah.
So you had a segue.
Oh, well, I didn't.
I promise I got nothing else as a bummer.
So yesterday was
I do have one more thing. It's a bummer, kind of.
All right,
we'll get to it.
Well, you get to wait. No, I'm kidding. Yesterday was my first day giving myself the testosterone shot.
Oh, yeah, there you go. How'd that go?
So, you know, I get everything lined up, and I was like, okay. Well, the first thing that kind of sucks is, first of all, when I was at the doctor's office, that nurse did the shot. She showed me how to do it instead of having me do it, which I kind of think was a mistake. I really feel like she should have made me do it to make sure I fully understood what I was doing before, you know,
right.
Before, you know, turning me loose on the world with testosterone and needles.
It's true. Everyone's getting swole.
Right. Now I'm playing Bane on the new season of Gotham, but we'll get to that.
Oh, geez.
If you haven't seen this, look it up. Look up Bane's costume while I'm telling this story. Anyway, So you know, I get everything ready, do all the proper, you know, wipe the bottle off with the alcohol swab, wipe my leg off, do all the things. And, you know, you put you draw some air into the needle, or into the syringe, I mean. Then you put the needle into the bottle, and then you push the air out, turn the thing upside down, and then you slowly, you know, let the plunger come down, and the testosterone goes into the syringe, right?
Right.
Easy as pie, right? Then you pull the syringe out. Well, and you switch the needle, to the smaller one that goes in the leg. Again, and it just twists off and twists on. Super easy. So boom, boom. Well, when I turned the bottle upside down, I was like, I'm not getting any testosterone in the needle or in the syringe. Like I
drank it all.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm getting a few drops and that's it. So I'm like, okay. So I, push everything that's in the syringe back into the bottle, pull the needle out, and it says not to do it again, but I broke the rules. Don't tell anybody.
Keep it in your head, kids.
Right. And I'm like, okay, so I go through everything again, same result, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? So I pull up online. I actually found a great, step-by-step directional thing from the University of Michigan. And so I'm like, okay. So I try one more time and it's same thing. So I'm getting frustrated. I'm like, well, I can't keep using this needle because it says not to. I've used it 3 times here, I'm because it's the first time I'm doing this, I'm being afraid at this point, so I throw it away. I grab another one and I'm just sitting there for a minute and I read these instructions like 8 times because in my head, I'm like, I have to be missing something. Right. So I go back through and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do things. I'm going to read a step, do the step, read the step, right? So get the air in the syringe, put the needle into the bottle, push the air into the bottle, and I turn the thing upside down. And then I see the line that kind of, for some reason, was not registering in my head that says, cover the end of the needle with fluid. And then my brain decides to go, hey, I remember how physics work. If the needle is past, needle is past the fluid, you can't so much draw fluid.
True.
There has to be fluid above the needle in order to draw fluid, and that was the problem. I had the needle in too far. Once I pulled the needle way down and then did it, all of a sudden, boom, that quick, and I had all the testosterone into the syringe. So, and I'm sitting there afterwards, and I'm just like, I cannot believe that was the reason. You know what I mean? Because it's just, like I said, it's like
figured it out at least.
Yeah, I usually have someone else shoot me up,
Yeah, it's true. Between the toes.
Right. So now I'm like, okay, here's the hard part for me, because like I've said, I don't so much love the idea of doing anything that will cause myself any pain. And I know this isn't going to hurt bad, but it's still going to hurt,
Right.
And so I read the thing, it says divide your thigh into thirds basically, and then go at a 90-degree angle in the middle, outside middle third. So basically just right in the middle of your thigh on the outside.
Fair enough.
And it's, just do it in one quick motion, just bang, and it's in there, right?
Right.
So hold the thing and I'm like, okay, psych myself up a little bit, and boom, I do it and it goes in right away, no problem. And then I hold on to keep pushing the needle further down as you're pushing the plunger, cause that hurts. So
that makes sense.
And she wasn't kidding though. That was a tough plunger to push down because that testosterone is so, syrupy, thick, viscous. That's the word.
Tapioca pudding it.
Basically, no. But yeah, so I hurt myself a little bit with that because my hand was shaking a little bit. And when I pushed down, I kind of moved the needle a little bit, which did not feel good.
Yeah, that's kind of giving me the cringe fucking shakes or whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't
chills.
It really wasn't bad. It still was,
right.
Wasn't bad. But yeah, pulled the needle out, just had a little drop of blood, and that's it, man. And my thigh is just a little tender today, which I don't know if you remember the last one I got. Remember, my thigh was hurt for 3 days. So, but today it's just a little tender, and that's it.
You start doing squats and lunges and
obviously, shit. Yeah.
Duh.
I've already torn 3 buildings down.
Nice.
I tore him in half. Just grabbed onto him and just ripped him in half like, those so-called strong guys do with phone books,
Just buildings.
Yeah.
Seems accurate.
Yeah. So overall, it went pretty well. I need to go get some more needles because I don't have the one that goes in the leg.
Right.
Or I'm sorry, the one that draws out of there. So, but yeah, it went. I think went about as well as it could have for me, especially given my anxieties and nerves and all that kind of bullshit that went along with it.
Mm-hmm.
Minimal hurt. Didn't bleed much, which is the best part because you're not supposed to bleed a whole lot.
Fair enough.
I didn't spray testosterone all over the room, which you're welcome for that soundbite. Anyone listening?
Also a bonus.
All that kind of stuff. So yeah, still not looking forward to doing it again, but I'm sure it'll be easier from this point forward. Except I bet every time though, the point of actually putting the needle in my leg, I'm going to be like, oh geez.
Yeah, well, I'm sure. I mean, I imagine if at some point you just feel like, fuck it, you just ram it in there like you're, Vincent Vega of an adrenaline shot.
Right. Yeah. I just figure either that or maybe I'll just get ripped. No, I'm kidding.
Shred City.
Totally kidding. No, I meant like hammered.
Oh.
That's a terrible idea though. Last thing you want to do before those kind of things is blood thinner.
I don't know. It could be sweet.
No, well, if I want to spray blood all over the place, yeah.
It seems like a fine idea, Brian.
No, not so much. So, all right, what else you got? Or do you want me to go?
So, our homie Steve.
Yeah.
The guy who makes all the booze.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him and I are going to start brewing beer and stuff together.
Nice.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, hey, man, how about we get together this week and talk about, like, plans and stuff? I'm like, okay, we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, where do you want to meet? He lives up in Monroe.
Right.
I don't want him to drive super far.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, let's meet somewhere in the middle. So I was thinking of bars and, like, doing some Googling. And a person I used to work with, she used to live, like, going local here, out in Point Place, right?
Yeah.
And I asked her, I'm like, well, where do you guys go to drink in the Point? Because I'm familiar with some of the bars, but not super familiar.
Yeah.
She's like, well, there's this place north of it. It looks like it's in the middle of a field. It's called Stammers.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, okay. And then so I look it up. I'm like, fuck, that's kind of like halfway in between where I live and where he lives. So I shot him. He's like, yeah, we'll go there. Dude, this is a dive bar's dive bar. But I would go back.
Well, that's the best part.
I mean, it literally is out in the field.
Yeah.
It was all like, it was dark and I'm driving up this farm road and I'm like, well, I see lights. Is that a house or is that? And I realized the light I saw was an open sign. I'm like, oh, that must be the bar. I think I almost lost my car in a pothole in the parking lot.
Oh man.
The parking lot was horrible.
Right.
But dude, you walk in and it's just, you could tell it's a neighborhood bar for everyone who lives around there. Because everybody except Steve and I that walked in was like, hey, Phil, hey, man. Or like, hey, are you helping fucking this guy pull his boat out? And it was, everyone knows everyone in there.
Yeah.
And Steve was telling me because he got there before I did, he was looking in the beer code and don't have taps.
Okay.
Everything's in bottles or cans.
Okay.
And he's looking at the beer cooler, and the bartender's like, well, yeah, what kind of beer do you want? And he's like, I'm just seeing what you got. And she's like, well, do you want like a regular beer or you want some of the fancy shit?
The fancy shit.
The fancy shit.
Obviously. Yeah.
Yeah. So, dude, this bar is known for their apple pie shots.
Okay.
They have a light up sign on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
That says, Stammers, home of the apple pie liquefied. And it's like a 6 foot long by like foot sign. It's all lit up and artistic.
Do you know what the best part of that is? They paid for that sign, most likely.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's not like, Miller High Life at Stammers, where, sometimes those places will give a bar one of those signs or something.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure Steve took a picture of it.
Awesome.
But, so they have that going. They're known for that, and they're known for their chicken bacon ranch pizza.
Okay.
And Steve has never heard of this before, so he ordered one.
Are you kidding me? Like, look, I hate ranch, but
yeah.
Wow. All right.
He's never had one before.
That kid lives under a rock sometimes, I swear.
I know, right? But so we're sitting there bullshitting, and like, of course, he goes, when I showed up, he already had a beer and a Jameson's.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then he goes orders pizza. And at this time I had the only IPA to have, which is Goose Island.
Mm-hmm.
So I got one of those, and he comes back with apple pie shots. And you know how I feel about apple pie shots.
You love them, right?
Dude, ever since that apple party, it's like, oh, God. I'm like, all right, well, it's
one. You're all right.
It's one. He bought him, whatever. And honestly, it tastes like zero booze.
Mm-hmm.
But it was pretty goddamn good.
Yeah.
It was delicious apple pie shot.
It would be really funny if when they made them, they literally just like Vitamixed up like, well, who am I kidding? Whatever blender, just mixed up like apple pie and then just poured some booze in it.
Yeah, I was like they have a Vitamix there.
Yeah. Like that is literally they got a Vitamix because they're known for the apple pie shot.
Apple pie.
You have to invest, but it would be funny if that is literally what the shot was just like literally liquefied.
Liquid apple pie.
Apple pie, just pour a little boozy booze in there and hit liquefy a couple more times and start pouring them into shot glass. Or you put them in one of those bottles that they put like margarita mix in,
Right. For some reason, the bathroom doors, the ladies' room is just as like a full-size olive oil painting, and the men's room is a full-size Popeye painting on the door.
Okay, well, I mean, you should be able to figure it out then.
So you walk into the men's room, and right as soon as you step on the urinal, it feels like the floor is going to give way underneath.
That's pretty awesome.
And then I looked up, and there's holes in the ceiling, and someone wrote "glory hole" next to one of them, which is always entertaining to me.
Right.
But I mean, but here's what I'm talking about.
I bet if you stand in front of that urinal long enough, like you probably drop through the floor and become the secret ingredient in like their ground beef or whatever.
Yeah, probably something. I don't know if they have ground beef.
Like their sloppy joes,
But it's like I said, I would for sure go back to the bar though, because it had a cool vibe.
Mm-hmm.
The beer was cold. The chicken bacon ranch pizza was legit as fuck.
Okay, well,
it came out thin crust, which I'm like,
Yeah.
My problem with thin crust pizza is like I'll eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it was really good. But here's the kicker. So, like I said, they have a big sign up. No credit card charges under $20.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, fuck. So we ended up going on the same bill.
Mm-hmm.
Just to try to, because I'm like, there's no way I'm going to drink $20 worth of shit tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I already ate dinner. I had a couple slices of the pizza because I wanted to try it. But I'm like, there's no way I'm drinking $20 worth of things and driving home.
Yeah, right.
And
realistically, that's real. I understand local bar bullshit, but it's like, that's a really dumb policy in today's world. You know what the places should do instead of that is it's super easy to find out how much the credit card company will charge you. Just fucking charge it to the customer.
Right, exactly.
Anything under $20 has got like a $2 charge on it. It's a bar. People will be like, okay. And if you don't believe me, go look at how much ATM charges are at a titty bar.
Yes. Exactly. But here's why I would for sure go back to Stammers.
Okay.
So like I said, walked in, Steve's already there, beer, and I found out not just a Jameson's, double Jameson's.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So then he orders pizza and 2 apple pie shots.
Okay.
Right? I had my IPA. He had another beer, and then he had another beer after that. He had a Budweiser Copper Lager.
You warned him, right?
I did warn him.
Okay.
And then, I had my IPA, and then I had 2 PBRs.
Okay.
So let's do the math here, right? Double Jamesons, all together 6 beers.
Okay.
2 shots, a pizza.
All right.
$34.
Yeah.
It's pretty legit.
Yep. I bet those PBRs were cheap as fuck.
I'm sure they were.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, it was like, I like Steve anyway, so it was nice hanging out with him. But I mean, that bar was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, because the was it World Series is on, right?
Yeah.
Game started, national anthem starts. The bartender's like, shh, shh.
Wow.
Take your hats off.
Wow.
It was like, whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
This drunk guy in the corner, like, throws his hat off, his sunglasses go flying. He's all like blinking and like saluting and stuff.
He was probably like blacked out and was like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Oh, he was just being a shithead.
Oh, okay.
I could just tell by his body language.
Right.
But it made me laugh. I was just like, wow, this is a crazy bar.
Wow. I wonder if somebody wouldn't have, what would have happened? I wonder if they would have been like by the scruff of the neck out the door or something, you know?
I left my hat on. I'm like, I'm not taking my knit cap off. My head's cold.
Right.
But I wasn't sitting at the bar. We were at a high top off the side.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, you weren't within slapping distance. The bar was
full up.
Right.
And when we left, there was like 3 people in the place. Yeah, it was bizarre world, man. you and I will have to go someday. I'll have to take you up to Stammers so you can experience it.
Do you hear banjo music on the way in?
Yeah, you might as well have.
Yeah, I feel like you do.
Yeah.
Be all right. Well, because I know like the area that's in, and you're starting to get into that territory. So.
It's basically like if you take, and we're going local again. Sorry, kids.
Woo!
If you take Stearns Road, all the way to like the Point, basically.
Yeah.
And then head north, barely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I know where it's at, actually.
It's an interesting place.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Wow.
All right.
Yep. So.
Good old. Yes.
No. Good old Stammers. Yep.
Good old Stammers.
Do they have T-shirts? I kind of want a Stammers T-shirt.
Wish.
Yeah. So last week, I talked to you about this too, but last week, Hannah and I talked at length about the songwriter, writer, comedian, Mishka Shabali.
Oh, yeah, right.
You know? Well, I signed up for a free Audible trial so I could get his audiobook because he reads it. And I thought that if I'm going to experience his book, I tend to like it when the authors read their own stuff, especially when it's a memoir kind of, or their story, because they know where to put the emphasis on their life, like
emphasis.
Yeah. So I've listened to the first 3 chapters of his book so far, and wow, it's very interesting. The stuff that, just the stuff he went through and how he saw things even as a kid or whatever. But, so I'm really, digging that. But, it's just like one of the things he talks about, like they were losing, like his dad had left, his mom and his sisters and him, and, they were losing their house. So his mom did a garage sale because I think they were like leaving or whatever, or and basically I think they were originally like trying to save the house, like, keep the house first. Mm-hmm. So they had a garage sale with basically everything they had on sale kind of a thing. And, I think it was just they were coming up with money to try to move to, do whatever. And people were still coming up like, if something was marked 50 cents, be like, I'll give you a dime. And he's like, and I was like, holy shit, it's just like, it's so amazing how, like if I walked up to a garage sale and someone told me that story, like that we're doing this to try to better blah, 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 like this woman tells you this, like I'm trying to do this to better my kids and, give them a better life. I wouldn't haggle over 40 cents, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I'd just be like, here's 50 cents. Hell, I'm likely the type that I'd probably just be like, here's $1, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Cause whatever, it's, you know, but, it's just amazing to me how people will still, like, you know, like, well, if I buy that, will you throw in this? You know, or just, they still try to just get it as cheap as they can get it, you know?
Yeah, people suck. I think what we're saying. People equal shit. Once again, thanks, Slipknot.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it was, but I mean, this is no spoilers. It's like right in the kind of big stuff, but like he survived a school shooting.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And he, like, in the first couple chapters, he recounts it and stuff. And, he's lived some shit, and I'm only like 3 chapters in. The book is like 15 hours. I think I'm like 2.5 in.
Wow.
So I'm
crazy.
like, I haven't even gotten to the later parts of his life where he really starts, you know, getting heavy into alcohol and stuff. So, but yeah, I recommend it. Again, you know, if you're interested in it, you know, if you don't already have an Audible account, you can get one for free. And no, this isn't like most podcasts where I'm like, you know, use Audible code SALTY. But if you do listen to a podcast that has an Audible code, you know, toss it in there, help them out. You know, maybe they get a little something from Audible for their
troubles.
Their troubles, yeah. So I grabbed that, and I grabbed Jim Ross, his story, or his book.
Right.
Because again, if I'm going to listen to I'm going to read Jim Ross's book, I'm going to hear it in his voice anyway. So why not hear it in his voice, right? And then I totally forgot when I pulled my thing up, I forgot I had an account a long time ago, and I had Bert Kreischer's
I've heard that's a good one.
Book in there, so I downloaded it onto my computer. Because I had it in like the Audacity app, and when I got rid of it, I totally forgot I had it.
Right. Yeah, I've heard his audiobook's good because he does voices and stuff.
Well, and he also there's
and
also that story.
He's terrible at reading.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I can't wait to get in that. I'll probably do that one next, actually.
Right.
Because how could you not want to hear?
I mean, it's the machine.
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah.
So do you remember a while ago Logan's face exploded?
Yeah, I keep meaning to ask you about that. I keep forgetting.
We had a follow-up appointment this week.
Yeah.
So I can't remember if I got into what happened. Like he had infected wisdom tooth. Like each tooth has a sac around it.
I don't remember.
Got infected.
Okay, I don't remember if you told it here. You told me somewhere, like when we were out one time. Because you were telling me how his, like, when wisdom tooth was, like, up by his nose or something like that.
Yeah, it was up by his nose. It got infected. And it's like, normally whatever he has, it's technically classified as a tumor, but it's not cancer.
Right.
It's like benign.
Yeah.
But what it does is, normally it develops in, like, the jaw. Mm-hmm. Or, you know, like, in the gum line or something, and it's easy to detect early. Mm-hmm. With him, since it developed in, like, a hollow part of his skull.
Yeah.
That's what made it go so bad, right?
Ah, okay.
So, sometime before Christmas, we haven't scheduled it yet, but he's going to go in for surgery because they got to, you know, clean it out. Mm-hmm. But what this thing does is it likes to come back. So it shoots out basically, as the doctor put it, drones.
Right. Oh, those little helicopter fly things?
Yeah, those it shoots out helicopter fly things. And, they have to, it sucked. I feel so bad for him. So they got to go in, right? Mm-hmm. Get rid of the infection totally. Mm-hmm. So you got your canine tooth, right?
Yeah.
That tooth is fine.
Okay.
The 4 teeth behind it, he needs to lose.
Oh, damn.
Because they're all infected.
Oh, damn.
Basically.
Yeah.
And it's like, and the doctor's like, we could do it without pulling the teeth, but in 2 years, it'll probably be back. So it's like, because the doctor's like, it comes back and it comes back. It comes back hard.
Okay.
So he's like, so he has to lose those teeth.
It also seems like in the event, hopefully it wouldn't or won't, but if it does come back, if those teeth are already out of there, it seems like it would be less, it would be easier for them to operate because they're already out of there, kind of a thing, rather than have to keep working around teeth or whatever,
So those are going, and then they got take those out, and then they got to spray like a chemical in there to kill everything.
Muscle piss,
muscle piss,
right?
And then the healing begins, right? And the doctor said he's like, this is not going to be a short process. This is going to be years.
Oh, damn!
Yeah,
wow.
And he's like, so what? Because you're so young, you bounce,
right?
And he's like, so what'll happen is we don't know if you're done growing. But we'll get you. He's going to have dentures.
Yeah, right.
A false plate or whatever they call those.
Yeah.
So they'll take care of that, and he'll heal up. And he's like, and you come back in like a year and a half, and we see how things are to make sure nothing's gone bad in there.
Right.
And if you're done growing, then we'll take some bone out of you from somewhere and put it up in your mouth, and then you'll heal some more. And then we'll start doing the dental implant
okay,
process.
I was going to ask about that with him being as young as he is. Yeah. Okay.
Because he said he's too young to do dental implants now.
Yeah.
Because in the event he grows again.
Yeah. Right.
He's like the body doesn't give a shit about those titanium screws. It
Right.
just grows around them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing, isn't it? I mean,
yeah. So so there you go.
Oh
it's
my.
Just like, it's crazy, and
Poor
he's taking
kid.
it well.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just like, fuck.
Jeez.
And it's all because it popped in some spot that it just developed for, who knows how long.
Right. Well, at least you finally caught it before it got worse, or whatever.
Yeah, it's true. But
yeah, jeez.
I feel so bad for the kid.
No doubt. That's rough, man.
I know, right?
Yeah. Eesh. Well, at least, the best part is at least it sounds like there's a solid game plan. Cause I remember when you were first talking about it, where you were bouncing from place to place and they were like,
Yeah, I'm so glad we went to these guys because these guys know their shit.
Yeah. Now it sounds like somebody who's dealt with this before kind of a thing. And they're like, yeah, we're going to this,
Well, that's the funny thing is they've never dealt with this before.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
But they were both like, they were both like excited about it. Like, this is cool.
Right.
The two oral surgeons.
It is weird you can understand why they get excited about it. Cause, most of the time it's probably the exact same stuff, over and over and over,
Right. Exactly.
Like a lot of the, you pictured like these, knee and shoulder, the orthopedic specialists and stuff. It's like almost every person they see, it's probably the same thing. You got a strained knee or your shoulder's a little whatever. And it's like, yeah. Then that one guy comes in and his arm's just dangling and you're like, finally something interesting,
Sure. About time.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So that's what we got to look forward to for a while now.
Well, good times. Yeah. I feel really bad for him having to deal with that. That is not going to be fun.
No.
Oof. I remember my dad going through, after he went through chemo, they had to pull his teeth because it just ruins your teeth,
Yeah.
And then he had to have, some real light surgery in his jaw because again, with chemo and radiation, your body doesn't grow, the blood vessels and stuff don't grow like they're supposed to because you basically almost killed a person. With the chemo radiation, so, and that was a rough go for him because it wasn't healing fast enough or whatever. But even when it started healing and stuff, it was still, tough not having teeth,
For sure. Right?
Yeah. You have to chew on the other side for a long time, which, make sure your dental hygiene is immaculate on the other side,
Yeah, really.
Although, it depends. I don't know, how serious it'll be. When he can wear how quick he can wear the dentures, Probably as soon as the gums start healing,
I mean, at least, because it's like the back teeth,
Yeah.
If he doesn't smile big, you probably won't even notice that he's missing teeth.
Yeah. Right.
But still, it's fucking crazy.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you'll be able to make all sorts of jokes about it, but
it's gonna be nonstop.
for sure. I mean, what else? I mean, your family, you have to. It's part of the healing.
Like, I'll be sending him like pictures. You ever see like a horse skull? It's just got the teeth in the front.
Yes.
You know?
Yes,
that's for sure going to be happening.
That's so wrong. So good though. Just photoshopping pictures of a horse head on his body and sending them to him. Yeah. Like in family photos or something like that.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's terrible. And super funny.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's hilarious.
So did you see, I remember reading this a long time ago, or talking about this, that there's a Bloodshot movie in development.
Really?
Like the Valiant comic book.
Yeah.
Well, Vin Diesel starring in it. Which,
I don't know about all that.
Who knows? We'll see, right?
Yeah.
The book that's out, like I'm like a year behind or 2 years behind on books, but the more current ones that were out are really good.
I remember reading the first few issues of it, re-release or whatever.
Right. So I'm hoping it's more in that realm. If so, I'd be excited for the movie, even with Vin Diesel. Because who knows? I mean, it's not going to be a very like dramatically difficult role. Essentially, it's basically going to be an action movie.
Right. Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, he's already, like kind of let some stuff out about like, the synopsis of the movie and different stuff. So it's, I was, kind of, not gonna lie, kind of excited about it. And he was talking about actually in an interview about how he feels like this movie is going to kind of change the direction of, superhero movies going forward, which I think he's overshooting a little bit, but
yeah, jeez.
Especially with Marvel doing all the things, but although Marvel is moving essentially the same direction,
Yeah, but I mean, maybe it's a different take on a superhero movie, but I don't think people are going to be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Bloodshot just cracked the genres.
Right.
Like, damn, did it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's probably going to be darker because of the nature of the character as far as than like Marvel, because Marvel has mostly kept their movies fairly light that way.
Because they want to make money.
Yeah. Because like I was explaining to somebody the other day, Marvel wants everybody's money, or Disney, however you want to look at it, that conglomerate.
Exactly.
They want all the money. They don't want to segment groups out. They want all of it, And Bloodshot's going to be one that people are not going to know who Bloodshot is.
No.
I'll bet, you ask the average person, hey, have you ever heard of Bloodshot? They'll look at you like you're crazy,
Like, dude, I got some Visine, bro.
But again, I think that can be a good thing, because if you make a good movie, it'll blow up because people will be like, man, I didn't know this character was so cool or whatever. So.
Right.
We'll see.
I mean, this is true.
Yeah.
Because it is a cool character.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm still like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Because I like the newer series has more to do with the what are they? The nanobite or nano? Fuck, what were they called?
Nanobots.
Yeah, that he has in his bloodstream. Like they did a storyline where there were a bunch of like bloodshots, basically, kind of a thing,
right.
And they could sense each other because of the nanobots, and one was going around killing the other. So every time one died, much like Rising Stars, like the rest could feel it and got stronger, basically. And
it's like the one with Jet Li.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it was pretty cool. It was a interesting storyline because of course the one going around killing them all is, evil. So the one that's the normal, well, not normal, but the regular Bloodshot guy has got to keep everybody safe, So.
Well, I mean, I hope it changes directions of all superhero movies of forever, Vin Diesel.
Yeah. I have a feeling what it's going to be more of is it's going to be more like John Wick with nanobots.
I mean, maybe, yeah.
Except probably worse acting.
They kill Bloodshot's dog.
Oh, yeah, kill his dog.
Yeah, kill his dog.
Yeah, kill his dog.
Exactly. They kick Bloodshot's cat right in the liver.
That's
you don't
nice.
You don't liver kick my cat.
Yep. Just
Gidoo.
Yep.
Machine gun sounds.
Mm-hmm. I do like that Valiant's kind of is leading with that, because I think that's one of their better characters to lead with. I think that's one that a lot of people will like, because it's an action character, you know, like I think people will dig the story.
Right, for sure, right?
But yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I haven't seen when it's supposed to come out or anything, but yeah. Anyway, so moving on, I guess.
Moving on up.
Now let's talk about something really dumb. Did you look up that Bane costume?
Oh, dude.
Okay, so we haven't talked about Gotham in a long time here. We leave that to our pals over at the Gotham Lights podcast.
Not the podcast.
No.
The Bane costume.
Right. And, man, this is terrible.
You know what it looks like?
What?
As soon as I pulled up the image,
Mm-hmm.
well, one, I had to fight back just
Tears.
all the vomit.
Oh. Right.
Tears. Yeah.
Vomit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Vomit, tears. I had a disappointment boner. The whole situation.
Well, I mean, at least you got a boner out of it.
You know what it looks like, though?
Huh.
I guess. Do you remember, Brian, back in the days of G.I. Joe, when Cobra introduced the robotic soldiers, and they had like all the gears and shit in their chest?
The bats?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bats. He looks like a bat.
It kind of does. Yeah. Ugh.
Therefore, he sucks.
Right?
What are they? I don't watch Gotham in a long time. What are they doing?
Well, it's the final season, so we can celebrate that.
Cool.
But I have so many issues. Like, again, I know this show has taken all sorts of creative licensing with characters.
Right.
But here's what I don't get, okay? So in the comics, cartoons, movies, generally, whatever. Like when Bane had the Venom serum that he would, adjust the dial on his wrist dealy or whatever, and it would make him go crazy because, basically he was shooting testosterone into his leg like me.
Sick.
It was on his back, right?
Right.
This looks like it's got all the gizmos on his chest, which seems really dumb. Considering
it's ripe for a batarang.
Well, I don't know if there's batarangs yet, but if there isn't, it's still ripe for a machine gun round.
Yeah, there's anything. Right?
So I was like, that doesn't seem very well planned.
Like, what if Bane's just trying to live life and enjoy himself when he spills 7-Up all over his chest?
Oh, it's... Boy, that'd be terrible, right?
Over.
No doubt. He's just at a restaurant and just gets, like, soup all over or some butter that he's dipping his lobster in,
Yeah, exactly. What's your soup of the day?
Yeah.
Chicken vegetable. I'll take fall down his shirt. Sparks fly. Server
walks by and trips and dumps, a glass of water on him or something.
Yeah, for sure.
This just makes my heart hurt. Cause when I got an email that was like, Bane revealed for Gotham's final season. And I sat there and I took a deep breath because I'm like, I know it's not going to be the Bane that I want it to be. And it doesn't matter because I don't watch the show, right?
Right.
But I was like, and I really didn't like the Bane costume concept from the movie either. Like, just leave Bane what he was,
Stick with the luchador mask.
Right?
Seriously, get a big hulking, meathead.
They're so hard to find in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, the mountain exists.
Slap a lucha thing on it.
Yeah.
Good to go.
You could even take that and design it a little differently if you wanted to where he's not a, luchador or whatever, but just have him have, Mexican, roots, so he wears like a luchador kind of mask as a tribute or something, you know?
Something.
Just that way it still takes a little from the origin and the whatever, and
Yeah, not this turd with his Sybil Shepherd from Moonlighting shoulder pads and
wow, that's a good pull.
Thank you. His goddamn water filtration system on his chest.
I know,
his
right?
Mortal Kombat scorpion mask.
Yep.
Get out of here, you.
Yeah, Heno said that it makes him look like he's steampunk Bane.
Yes, this is true. Like, he should be getting off an airship with this outfit.
Right? My first thought was he feels like he should be a villain in like a Mad Max movie or something, like some 80s movie, you know?
He would fit into the Mad Max world, well, the classic Mad Max. I don't know if he'd fit in the current.
No, that's what I meant.
And Chrome and all that.
No, I meant the older ones. Just cause he looks like he's from one of those like 80s post-apocalyptic type movies is what he looks like he fits.
We need the fuel. We need the gasoline, the go juice.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe Waterworld. No, I'm kidding. Just, no. I was like, I told Heno, maybe this is like the initial concept. Like, this is what he'll start the season kind of in, and maybe he'll have a better one by the end, but I doubt it. It's just.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
I don't know.
I'm not even like using this within I just don't think this is just not a good design. Like, this is just a bad look. Like, even a lot of the villains on the show take something from the other characters. Like, their Joker character has elements that are very much the Joker. You know, the Riddler or Enigma or whatever on the show, his coat and stuff is very, very Riddler reminiscent, you know? Like, they did that with, like, the Penguin, the way he dresses is very Penguin-esque, you know? It's, they took those elements of those things. This is just
silly.
Flu dump all over. I mean,
right?
No thanks.
Well, and what I don't get is, and I could be wrong, but wasn't Bane's origin like, he was in prison as a child and whatever else, and then, you know, he had just some shit against Bruce Wayne. Maybe I'm thinking wrong. Or was it against Batman in general?
I don't remember, honestly.
'Cause I thought his origin had to do with him, like, I'm going to take down that rich guy, or I'm taking down that bat dude, and I'm going to be in prison working now so these fucking inmates don't diddle my little hiney hole.
That's kind of weird, but all right.
Well, yeah.
Where is it?
So I don't, if you know, I don't know where Bruce Wayne is in Gotham currently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming he's not slinging, bat dick though.
No, he's teenage Bruce Wayne now.
Okay, so Dan, where does Bane come into any of this?
Well, everything around him is happening, even though the timelines don't work as far as traditional Batman lore goes. Because by the time he would be like legitimate Batman, everybody else is going to be like 50.
Yeah,
so,
he kicks the shit out of him, throws him an arc on.
Yeah, like the only character that would really hold up within that world would be Gordon.
Right.
Because Gordon, you could look more like at the animated series Gordon, basically, like, oh yeah, he's old.
But how great would that be? Is there all these villains are doing their villainous stuff, and then Batman's like 25,
yeah, young and spry, yeah,
exactly. Here comes this shredded kid backflipping through your window, kicking your jaw off,
right? Oh,
wow,
man,
that's something. Yeah, I don't like the Bane costume.
Yeah,
I think we've covered that.
Yeah,
it sucks.
Right. Yeah, they've already stated that basically he's going to break Alfred's back. Because I guess the idea of him breaking a 13-year-old's back is too much or something. I don't know.
Is it though?
Yeah,
it does.
I actually think it could work. Here's one place where I think they could make a change, and I think it could work. Right?
Okay.
Somehow somehow Wayne Enterprises crosses Bane. He gets all angry. He turns his flu dump pump on and he gets all whatever, right? He fucking gets pissed at Bruce Wayne. He grabs him, throws him over his knee and just cracks him in half, right? Throws him to the side, leaves him for dead, and then goes out and has some wings and tall beers at BW3. Everybody's happy, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so that's over, right?
He gets there for happy hour, perhaps.
Now, Bruce is he's just broken, because he got snapped over his knee. Like he was a bat and Bane was Bo Jackson, because we're full of the timely references. And basically then that teaches him to basically not sass adults, essentially. No, it teaches him to, it teaches him that he needs to be stronger physically. And then it really sets him down the path of learning like every martial arts style, blah, blah, blah again, so that he can never be manhandled by Bane again or something. You know, they could really I don't know, I haven't watched the show. But I think they could work some storyline like that, even though it's the last year. But that could really give them picture this, okay? Toward the end towards the end of the season, Bane snaps Bruce Wayne in half. Credits.
Yes.
Well, BW3 celebrations, woo, party or party at the Bees, whichever Bane's into.
True, everything.
Boom, credits, right? Then, if you ever wanted to bring the show back or do another kind of follow up, you can age him at that point. Do flashbacks to him getting better over the broken back, and then bring Bane in as a giant villain in season 1 to wherever. You know, to have him, that's kind of like how in wrestling, how, you know, there's always that one guy someone can't get past, and then when they finally beat them, you know, they get put over, and then they get a huge push, basically, because of, basically that's what it would be. I actually think you could use that and do a really creative, like, push to make the character work, but I don't think they'll ever go that way.
If they do an episode where he breaks Bruce's back, I'm going to watch it.
That I'll watch, yeah. I don't want to watch Alfred get broken.
Yeah, you know, whatever. He got broken spiritually a long time ago, mentally.
Yeah. But dude, at his age, I mean, man.
Yeah. He'll be fine.
I don't know. It's going to be... Well, you're right. Bruce will probably...
heal so well.
Bruce will have Wayne Tech whip up some new, like, you know, bat butler or something like that, and he'll be good as new.
Good as new. It'll just be his brain in a jar controlling the bat butler in the next room.
Oh my god! You know what it'll be like? It'll be like on Futurama, how be the body of Agnew carrying around Nixon's head.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's
exactly
awesome.
what it'd be like.
That'd be awesome. I like that. I'd watch that.
Man, it is getting awfully chilly.
What?
In my little studio here.
Stop it! I'm surprised you don't have a fire going in there. You got the hat and the flannel. Yeah.
Dude, I had to buy the flannel. It was heavily discounted at Costco. I'm like, yes, please.
Was it grocery store clothes?
I guess technically it was at Costco.
Kind of, yeah. All right. So there we go. Now I'm done shitting on something new on the internet.
That's fair.
That's all I got. You got anything else?
No, dogsy.
All right, let's do some.
Tapped out of my no.
Let's do some Dude Mountains then.
Oh shit! Do you have it pulled up?
Nope.
Me neither.
You were supposed to.
Fuck.
It's all right. When Henno was on here, I was all over the place anyway. So
that's fair.
It's what we do.
That's what we do. Mm-hmm. Dude, nothing's by the book here at Salty's.
What a great awards program. That'd be the best.
That would be the best.
I can't think of an awards program that could be any better than that.
None. No podcast out there has a better awards program than the Salties.
You're right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Nobel Peace, fuck off.
Right.
You're no Salty.
Right. None I'm aware of anyway.
Right. None were included in.
None I'm included in anyway.
Was I included? I don't even know.
Yeah, you were. Sort of.
How come no one ever tells me this shit?
Anyway, moving on. Let's do some Dude Mountain stuffs. Do you have it pulled up yet?
Oh shit, I thought that's what you're doing.
No, I was doing something else.
I heard you clickety clacking. I'm like, oh, Brian's got
Nah,
this
we were
shit.
too busy bragging about ourselves.
That's what we do.
Yeah, we get distracted easy.
I got this. I got it pulled up.
All right. Whew, good.
Okay, so we're going to do the bottom 3, right?
Okay, sure.
Maybe 4?
Whatever you feel like. That's just basically what we've been doing.
We'll do the bottom 3.
Okay.
So we got the Gaga James 2. Fucking way behind everybody. I don't think they doesn't look like they put any picks in last week. Come on, Gaga James.
Yeah.
Slightly above the Gaga James. You got the USS Mangravy steaming in the port. Also doesn't, whatever. I don't know what week we're even on. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't
Probably
matter.
doesn't. And then Gotham Light Steph, too busy worrying about Bane's new costume, he thinks.
Yeah.
But she did put her picks in last week. Mm-hmm. Congrats.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the middle of the pack, being all the middle of the pack.
That is what they do. Yeah.
That's what they do. Oh, that is hilarious. Coming in at the number 1 sector. Well, we'll do number 3.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre.
Yep. How bizarre.
How bizarre. Henno's Dogs, Fuzzy and Fatty. They're number 3.
Yep.
Beside Geek is coming in at number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I can only assume Beside Geek is actually playing the game like you're supposed to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in at number 1. Madden 2016.
A 3-year-old copy of Madden.
That's hilarious.
Yep. Although, starting the week though, going over on the Thursday game. So
Still.
Yep.
The fact that your Madden is number 1 is hilarious.
I know, right? The last time I looked,
shitty betting is.
Right. Exactly. The last time I looked, nationwide, the Madden account was ranked like 1100th overall.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So, it's so dumb.
That is so dumb.
All it really does prove to me though that I'm glad I don't put money on games.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah. So, alright. So there's your Dude Mountain.
Mountain.
Sick.
Yeah, boy. All right. Now it's time for America's favorite thing.
Which is?
The Q, the W, obviously.
Sick.
What else would it be?
I don't know, like Duncan Hines?
Oh, you silly. There we go.
I guess.
Whoops. Damn it. Sorry, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. I'm just such a mess tonight.
You'd be fine, dog.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I don't believe there's anyone on Facebook that answered.
That really? If so, that's 2 weeks in a row with no answers on the Facebook.
Yeah.
And I know there was some answers given to this question in the Kick group, but I didn't keep them because I couldn't.
I missed them as well because I've been, I've been dealing with other things.
Really?
I know, right? It's crazy.
All right. Let's have a look here. All right. So last week, the question was, what is your state's honest state slogan? And on Twitter, oh yeah, actually, forgot, didn't get an answer. Well, how about this? I'll read this, give you some time to think if you want. My answer for Michigan was, it's not all Detroit.
That's a good one.
Basically, because there's so many people that when we say we live in Michigan, they're like, and they immediately think of Detroit. But even Detroit is not, a terrible, again, there's parts of it. Yeah, absolutely. There's parts of Detroit I wouldn't want to go into, even in like a bulletproof vehicle,
Right.
But still, it's, Michigan's not a bad state for the most part.
No, not at all.
All right. So On the tweeters, our pal Steve from the Inner City Geeks podcast says, Florida, the home of sunshine, old people, hurricanes, and meth. Come down and pick your poison.
That's a good one.
Our pal Philip says, Missouri, honestly, there's more to do here than you think, and we aren't Kansas. I like that.
Fuck Kansas.
I like taking that stab at another state, you know? It's like really, like with us being in Michigan, we should probably take a stab at Ohio, you know?
Right.
Like it should be like a Michigan, we're not Ohio kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Or more scenery than Ohio, that kind of thing, you know?
Wow, Fury Road coming through.
Yeah, that's something I forgot to tell you. Heno actually has a couple sounds on his soundboard to mimic Fury Road.
That's hilarious.
That way I don't feel awkward, you know?
Yeah, for sure, right?
Because, you know, I need that sound, you know?
Yeah, it's like good white noise.
Mm-hmm. Racist.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's all banjos and stuff.
I'm like, I'm going to let Tony read some here. Whoopsies.
Yeah, crickets.
Yeah, I know there's some more, so I got to scroll through our notifications here, because for some reason it's not showing them there. Maybe not. Okay, maybe that was... Okay, nope, because that's the other ones. So I guess that's all we got on Twitter. I thought we got more. Jeez. Man, it's making me sad. So sad. And it was Heno's too. People don't care about Heno. It's cool.
That seems rude, man.
I'm sure his feelings aren't that hurt.
Right? Jesus.
What was that?
My stupid power strip got caught on my foot, and I just unplugged almost everything.
Okay.
You know, standard issue operating here at the Shameless Plug North.
Fair enough.
Everything's like on fire, basically.
Everything must go. Yeah. Okay, Fluffy Bunny Ash says, for the Q to the W, I'm going to be a smartass. My state is more stoned than I look and excited for Christmas. Get it? My state of being.
Oh, boy.
Okay,
Man,
yeah.
I guess that's what province is your thing doing.
She goes, okay, yeah, that was pretty bad. You can't blame me. The words your state doesn't have the same meaning to me. LOL. Which is true, like you just said. It's, wouldn't be a state there. She says for her real answer, for her province, she has a few. Ontario, there's less here than you think. Didn't we already pass that rockin' tree? The next one is there's fucking bears.
That's funny.
The next one, a great place to hide a body. The next one is, no, seriously, I'm sure we already passed that exact tree and rock. The next one is this the right lake? And the last one is, did you not hear that there's fucking bears?
Those are all great ones.
Yeah. Yeah, because her and I had a conversation about that. You know, how like a lot of Americans don't realize like the sprawl in Canada not the sprawl, I'm sorry, how there's just these big patches of just open, you know?
Yeah.
There's like huge populations in certain areas and then there's just nothing, you know, and then there's a huge population, you know, it's not like, most of the U.S. is.
Yeah, where you can drive like 10 minutes and you see a couple houses. Out there, it's just like you drive and there's a moose.
Right. You have to ask for directions.
Yeah. Forget from the moose, and moose is like, oh, yeah. He
at least
moves with that canoe paddle he's got on his head.
Right. At least they know, at least they're good at giving directions.
It's true.
Except for the ones that are jerks and fuck with you, tell you the wrong way to go. They refuse to give you, directions in miles. They always tell you things are like 3 kilometers down the road,
Pretty sure the direction they tell you to go in is whatever the opposite direction of them running at you is.
Yeah, you are correct, sir.
I feel like getting attacked by some sort of like Lord of the Rings forest horse. No one needs that in their life.
We need to open a petting zoo with moose and call them that. Like forest horses.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings forest horse.
Yes. Oh, shit.
Hailing from just south of the Shire.
Right. Oh, man. Okay. So do you have an answer for the honest
Yes, I do.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's Michigan.
Yeah.
If you like car insurance, prepare your anus.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. Michigan, if you like paying little for your car insurance, you picked the wrong state.
Oh, man. I've actually got feelers out for a new insurance company, and they're going to save us some money, but this is them saving us money.
Mm-hmm.
You were still going to pay about $400 in car insurance a month.
Nice. That is a significant savings.
Because, my son is on our insurance now.
Yeah, that'll ruin it. Yep.
Yeah.
I just figured your insurance was probably like, a couple of goons show up and, take care of anyone that you hit,
That would be the best, actually.
They just make everything.
Pay goons.
Yeah. They just make people disappear.
Yeah, it'd be way cheaper to have goons on payroll.
It might be. Henchman 1 and Henchman 2,
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, man.
Crazy.
All right. Well, Cheeto Bandito sent in, last week I totally forgot to read Cheeto's answer and Ashley's answer to the previous week's Q of the W, which was, what negative traits did I inherit from my parents?
Right.
And Cheeto's answer was all the negatives. The temper, procrastination, overindulgence, everything. All their negative traits. I grabbed a hold with both hands and amplified. I'm actually a pretty horrible person, a shitty human being that puts on an act for everyone to seem like a decent, good person. Meanwhile, I'm a raging fucking mess of everything. Aren't we all, Cheeto?
Yep. We're all discovering this, Cheeto.
Aren't we all? We're all ticking time bombs of fury.
Exactly. My Cracker Jack's prize is damage.
So true. Man. Shit, that's, oh yeah, I gotta read Ashley's still here before we move to the next one here. Ashley said that hers was something she inherited from her grandma, not her parents. And it's her swearing. She said, my parents were good about rarely swearing in front of me. Even to this day, they don't swear much. My grandma swears like a sailor sometimes. I learned just about every swear word in English and Russian from her.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad trait. I think if you know a foreign language, you should teach your grandkids, kids, whatever, how to cuss in it. Cause
I agree.
Why
Secret
not?
Society shit.
Dude, that impresses people. That's
true.
a social skill. They don't need to learn, all they need to learn is stuff like, do you want to make the sex? Where's the bathroom? How much? And, all the curse words. That's pretty much it.
Yes.
That's all you need to know in a foreign language. That'll get you by everywhere.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, beer.
Oh, beer. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
I mean, if you walk into a pub or something, I mean, I think, even in like Russia, you could probably figure it out. Because I think all they sell is vodka.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You don't want to bring up that clear liquors for ladies and stuff.
Right. No, because they might give you, like brown liquor there, and you don't know what it is.
Probably flu dump.
Yeah, I was going to say, or something they normally pour into their, like, Jeeps,
They don't. I don't think they have Jeeps.
Well,
I think
whatever.
It's just I think it's like a horse cart, and the doors come off, maybe. I don't know.
So a Jeep.
Basically.
Except expensive.
Yeah, for sure. Well, more expensive.
That's what I was meaning. Yeah. All right. So, okay, before we get into this week's Q of the W.
Right.
As our new tradition is, we have to read the Assumption Greek Orthodox Church's Q of the W.
Of course we do.
So their question of the week, because I'm not calling it a Q of the W, because fuck them, because they stole our gimmick.
Yeah, they did.
Not that we owned it, but we have
Still.
years of using it. Anyway.
We have regional rights.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Speaking of those hired goons, their question is, how do you use bits of downtime to build healthy habits?
What?
How do you use bits of downtime to build healthy habits?
I mean, I guess.
I don't. I just don't like healthy habits.
Yeah, I'm like, my downtime I have very little of. And when it's downtime, I'm like, it's time to relax.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I sit down and I'm like, oh, dude, I need to do push-ups. You know?
Yeah.
Like, if I've had a hard day at work,
Well,
I better go do some crunches.
I mean, that's what I do. I just don't get up and do any, you know? Like, I sit down and I'm like, man, I really should do some push-ups. And be like, nah, fuck it. So I don't know what my...
Yeah, I don't know what my downtime to make... Yeah, God, that's such a dumb... You know, that stupid Greek Orthodox.
I think we need to go to Nick's office and talk about it.
No, that's the thing. Off that office is the devil.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we don't need to then.
Exactly.
All right. Well, let's do this week's Q of the W.
Please.
Pick a number 1 through 25.
Oh, my.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go 15.
15?
Yeah.
Okay. If you were God, what would you do to fuck with humans in subtle ways?
That's pretty funny. If I were God, what would I do to fuck humans in subtle ways?
Right.
It'd be stuff like, just like that slight cool breeze. As soon as you go like, it's the perfect temperature. And then you get the cool breeze or the hot breeze. I'd fuck up the perfect temperature. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like when I got my car dialed in, it's comfortable, and then the cloud moves and the sun hits me and I feel like a blade vampire, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So I'd love a little tweak there in that, like when people get to like the top of the mountain, you see it in TV and then they hold their arms out and they're like, I did it, and they just feel the breeze on them and they're like, this is the perfect moment. I just want the breeze to smell like flu dump.
Yes, exactly.
And you're just like, just like, do you stand there and just keep taking it in?
So you want the celebrations to be, cut short by flu dump smell.
Yeah.
Like high school graduation. It's just 4.5 hours of that.
Yes. I mean, look, we've already talked about it. If I could pick my superpower, I've had the same choice for years and years and years, and it's always been to control the frequency and consistency of people's bowels or bowel movements.
You're right.
Because I would just have so much fun with people doing that. I just would be such a jerk.
Right?
Yeah. But really it would be, I don't know, it'd be really fun to just all of a sudden just like make humans have 3 fingers like on cartoons.
That would be cool.
Because it would just fuck with so many people to have to learn how to use just 3 fingers for things. It'd really suck for our musician friends and stuff, but just I don't know. I just want to do weird shit like that, or switch genitalia, just
like forcibly.
Well, of course. How else do you do it? No, just pull a fan out, just snap my fingers and just make, everybody a eunuch for a day, just weird shit, but give them a huge sex drive.
That would be brutal.
Just a little fun stuff like that, just to where I can sit around and watch it on TV and enjoy it.
Everyone's dry humping light posts and stuff.
Right. Like, well, that's weird. I turned them into eunuchs, yet at the same, but everyone's got camel toe.
That's crazy.
It's got to be in there somewhere. Yeah. So yeah, that's what it would be. It'd just be weird, just silly stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be the best use for a superpower like that or whatever.
Yeah. Or people who dress their dogs up, just let the dogs be able to talk to the people, but all the dogs can do is tell the people how much they hate being dressed up like that.
I actually saw a dog costume online I really liked.
Yeah.
I appreciated the shit out of it.
Mm.
For a small dog, right?
Yeah.
and it made it look like there's a clown carrying the dog's head on a platter.
Wow, that's different.
You know, again, the front legs were, the clown's legs,
right.
The dog, and obviously the head was sitting on the platter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, that's actually a pretty great dog costume.
Wow. Yeah, that's way better than what most of them.
Yeah.
The Halloween ones, I don't mind quite as much, but I hate the putting your dog in a, tutu just because it's a Thursday,
Oh, it's St. Patty's Day. I made a little leprechaun.
Yeah.
Did you? Where's an Irish wolfhound to shit in your face right now?
Right?
Yeah.
And I also don't mind it. I know there are some breeds of dogs that basically have trouble staying warm,
Right.
Like for those kind of dogs, okay, fine. Or like Jen's, mom and Ty, they had, sunglasses for their one dog because she has issues with the sun in her eyes. So.
Well, fucking future's so bright.
Right. Plus you gotta look cool. I mean,
Well, yeah, for sure.
That was, yeah.
Coolest bitch on the block.
Exactly, right?
For sure.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, damn right.
Gotta look cool.
Cool. Cold as ice.
What? Oh.
Cold as ice.
You're right. Gotta get more song stuffs in here.
Damn right.
Willing to sacrifice. All right, so there you go. Cue the W is, if you were God, what would you do? Or, geez, I'm screwing it all up now.
I mean, I think you just have to ask, what if God was one of us?
Just an ass like one of us.
Yes, exactly.
If you were God, what would you do to fuck with humans in subtle ways?
Oh, geez, sorry, I'm off my game.
It's all right.
Show me what you
Man. Yeah, it's going to be cool, Brian.
What's that?
Like, sleeping.
Dude, you know what's going to be cool? Breathing.
I'm so tired.
Yo, man, you tried this breathing shit.
I was sitting there thinking, I was out running around with Leah. I was like, oh, God. We go in and got dinner. QQ Kitchen, best shit on earth. Oh, so good. But, sitting there, I'm like, God, I'm so tired. I'm like, I should see if Brown wants to schedule. I'm sitting there thinking, we're supposed to go out tomorrow. I'm supposed to make hard cider on Sunday. Mm-hmm. We can't reschedule. We gotta plow through.
Yep. Gotta make the sacrifices, Tony.
I know, right?
Finally.
It's a long life.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, since it's over 2 hours, and because Tony's a sleepy lad.
Oh man, I'm dying.
You could if you could see him right now, sleepy. He's got his little nightcap on. He's got his teddy bear. He's all ready to be. He's all tuckered out.
Warming up my little, comfort blanket warmer thing, bed warmer. It looks like a giant Jiffy Pop pan. You know what I'm talking about, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, head over to saltylanguage.com. You can find all the past episodes, all the enthusiast episodes that we recorded. If you'd like to help the show out and maybe get a drawing from me, and or Tony,
Hell yeah, I'll throw together some shit for you.
Right? All we ask is, if you want to throw something at our Patreon, $5 or more will get you something. Or you can just go to patreon.com/saltylanguage. Or, if you can't do that and still want to help the show out, we'd appreciate it if you would rate, review, or subscribe to the show. And or retweet our tweets, share our Facebook posts, that kind of thing. Any of that stuff really helps.
All super helpful.
Helps you boys out. And, and let's not forget, I'm starting it already. Christmas is just around the corner, children's.
It's true.
Anyway,
It's true.
If you're going to be doing any shopping, please swing by our website first. Click the Amazon banner and then shop away. They give us a little taste.
So little to taste.
So little. That's why you gotta shop your hearts out. No,
That's true. You sons of bitches.
Yeah. So anyway, if you would do any of that, we would greatly appreciate it. If not, we also understand. We just will judge you silently.
We're not silent.
Or not silently. No, I'm kidding. We know times is tough. If you would like to contact the show to suggest the Q of the W or anything else, or, to just send us gifts, like get the link to my Amazon, wish list, as people would want to do. I'm kidding.
Send me a MyPillow.
Right. I really, I always wanted to try one of those. There's no way in hell I'm paying the money they want for one of those.
No, that's ridiculous. But if someone's like, oh, go check out my guest room. You can move the pillows. There's fresh ones in the closet. And there was a MyPillow on there. I wouldn't care if it was covered in all the fluids.
Yeah. I was just going to say.
Pillow up.
Yeah. Be like, I think this is their fart pillow, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's dry on this side.
Mostly.
Mostly. You just have to hang out this bottom 3/4.
That's all right. That's what pillowcases are for.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Wrap a towel around it. Whatever you got to do.
Whatever you got to do.
As long as it doesn't have that creep from the commercials on it.
Oh, good Lord.
That guy's... Anyway, moving on. We can
Yeah.
wrap her up. Where was I? Oh, you can email us at saltylanguage@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on the Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami.
I am at Monotony, kind of, sort of. And you can hit me up, salty_language on Snapchat. Of course, we're on the Instagrams.
I'm at Ninjitsu on Snapchat.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And, you can also hit us up at 415-345-0659, which is our hotline. So, what was it? 415-4115-3-SALTY.
Yeah, call us and tell Santa what you want for Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. Ho, ho, ho. Come sit in my lap and shit.
That's terrifying.
Right?
Oh, man. Anyway. Whew. All right. Well, I guess with that, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Oh, man. Fucking stay salty, but also stay open and communicative. and try to get some sleep, guys.
Right.
And, yeah.
And remember, it's not too late to whip it into shape.
Shape it up. Move forward. I know this song.
I know.
That's enough of that shit.
Yeah, it is.